Dana White with a counteroffer, $25 million apiece. The UFC president said both Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather Jr. would each have a guaranteed purse of $25 million if the two were to box in a ring. This comes days after Floyd offered McGregor $15 million. Floyd made over $100 million in his last fight against Manny Pacquiao. So other than their different disciplines, one's MMA, one's boxing, how do they match up? Well, tail of the tape, both 5'8". Big difference is age. McGregor 11 years younger than Money Mayweather. And we think it's far-fetched, but UFC president Dana White's the only person who can actually make it happen because McGregor is under contract with the UFC. So let's bring in Brett Okamoto live from Las Vegas. He obviously covers MMA for ESPN. Brett, what exactly is going on here?
Yeah, Doug, I mean, you basically mentioned all the key points right there. You know, Floyd was in Bristol, Connecticut on the ESPN campus 2 days ago, and that's when he dropped, this offer to Conor McGregor, hey, I'll pay you $15 million to come box with me. I think Dana White was in a position of, well, I need to respond to this. Conor McGregor is my fighter. He fights for the UFC. He's under exclusive contract with the UFC. So there's not going to be a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor versus anybody, unless I am involved. So I think that's what you saw today was him just getting into the conversation. And this offer of $25 million for both of these guys, hey, $25 million is a lot of money to me. I'm sure it's a lot of money to you, Doug, but it's not really a lot of money to Floyd Mayweather, and that's what you saw in his reaction. He laughed it off. I don't think the fight is any closer than it was before. Dana White mentioned this, but I will say that it's very interesting to have the president of the UFC talking about a boxing match between his most powerful star, Conor McGregor. It just shows us what a crazy time we're living in the MMA world.
Yeah, I do find it actually pretty interesting because he actually has the power to make it happen. So what would it take?
See, that's where I kind of disagree with you. I think for this fight to happen, I think the UFC would have to step aside. The UFC and Floyd Mayweather, they're not going to come to terms. Floyd Mayweather, he's his own boss. He would, for this fight to happen, I think it would need to be an agreement between Floyd Mayweather's team and Conor McGregor's team. I mean, the more people you add to this, the less likely it is to actually happen. I mean, you're talking about 4 alpha males in Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, Dana White, and you also got to throw in Ari Emanuel now because he's the owner of the UFC from WME IMG. So you have those 4 people with those egos and those alpha male tendencies trying to put together a fight. I just don't see it happening. So for Conor McGregor to sign a fight against Floyd Mayweather without the UFC, it would mean that he would have to challenge his contract in court. And that takes a lot of time. So, again, like I said, I don't see the fight any closer than it was a day ago, but it's just interesting that we're all talking about it.
Now, Floyd Mayweather has never lost a boxing match. McGregor, we know he's a stud in the octagon, but would he have any chance boxing Floyd Mayweather?
Doug, there's a saying in combat sports, you got a puncher's chance, and that's what Conor McGregor would have. He's 11 years younger, as you mentioned. He's an athletic guy. He does take his training extremely seriously. He's a very hard worker, so he would be as prepared as possible, but it's a very different discipline. It's very different to get into a strictly boxing match as opposed to an MMA match. So I think Conor McGregor hits very hard. If he clipped Floyd, who's a lot older, he might go down, but that's about it. I would favor McGregor heavily in a strictly boxing contest.
We all can hope, can't we? Brett Okamoto joining us live on the latest developments, if they are any, essentially, between Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, Dana White, all the alpha dogs that Brett mentioned.